Assalamu alaikum friends, and welcome to Lore of English Literature YouTube channel. This is the second part of the lecture on Restoration Comedy, and today we will discuss the features of Restoration Comedy. Restoration Comedy is also called artificial comedy. Comedy of manners dominated Restoration Comedy. Comedy of manners gave a satirical portrayal of behavior in a particular social group. The audience for these comedies included both aristocrats and their servants and few middle-class people. If we talk about the features of Restoration Comedy, then we can find a clear distance between the city and the country. The people of cities are fashionable, and they called the people of country as country cousins. We show their contempt. The people of cities exploited the people of country in Restoration comedies for their own advantage. If we talk about the chief themes of these comedies, then we have the themes of pursuit of pleasure, woman, conversation, wit, manners, and love. Men were shown running after the wives of others' men, and they tried their best to deceive the husbands and seduce their wives. The hero and heroines of the Restoration comedies are all aristocrats. They love to wear fashionable clothes. They do not have to work for a livelihood. They are all rich people. The hero and heroines of Restoration comedies are all witty and clever. The art of conversation is great weapon in Restoration comedies. We have Melament, who is the heroine of The Way of the World, as the wittiest heroine in Restoration comedy. It was because of this wit which allowed man and female to be mixed up. Otherwise it would have been called lust. The heroes and heroine are free to discuss the topics of love and physical relationship. The heroines love to be chased by other people. The difficult the chase, the more enjoyable was relationship between a man and woman. Now that concept had gone, where female would blush if you will talk of love. That concept was there in Elizabethan time. We can find hypocrisy in these plays as well, as the people try to change themselves to the new fashion and try to convert themselves, but inwardly they were still attached to their old ideas. This gave rise to a conflict between outward and inward life. This was seen in the lives of older people. Well, next feature is the treatment of love and physical relationship. Well, we do not find any culmination of love in these comedies or the heroes going mad for their heroines. The culmination in most cases result in marriage, and with it all the conflicts end as well. Jealous husbands are most mocked people in Restoration comedy. In fact, jealousy is regarded as a crime. If any husband finds another man flirting and seducing his wife, so the best revenge is to seduce the wife of that man who is doing this. There was no place for jealousy in Restoration comedy. The Restoration comedy showed a new face of woman. Here we find a woman who is independent. She is free to choose her own lover, so the subordination to man was rejected. The woman was free, frank, and fearless. She refused to be dictated by man. In Shakespeare's comedies, we find fools, but now fools have changed into comic figures. These comic figures try to become as fashionable as the city people, but fail to do so. Their counterparts are fops. A fop is a person who cares too much about how he looks or dresses. These fops belong to the same class as gallants, but lack the necessary wit. Thus these fops fell prey to jealousy and hypocrisy, and thus become funny. No play was considered complete without such a character. In the female world we have she-fops, that like the male fops, she-fops also try whatever they can to look beautiful, graceful, and witty, but in the end they had to face failure. Lady Fidget and Lady Wishford are the famous she-fops of Restoration comedies. Beside these fops and she-fops, there are also some other characters who are even worse than fops. They are countrymen. Their wives easily fall prey to the gallants. These countrymen are looked with contempt. Of course, these countrymen drink, gamble, but they do not really become the native element of the society. Next we have old women who try to be romantic and make fruitless efforts to attract a handsome man. These women are repelled by young men, but if they own some big property, many men find them attractive. But these women always fail in the end in restoration comedies. If we talk about the special themes in restoration comedies, then we have the limited themes like physical relationship, love, and marriage. We have three or four plots in a single comedy, and these plots are not linked with each other. One of the biggest contributions of restoration comedy is the sparkling dialogues. These dialogues have not been seen in English drama before, so these dialogues give refinement to English language. Over the centuries, restoration comedy has faced violent criticism. Critics have called it dull, gross, and immoral. Charles Lamb has called it a word of themselves. William Hazlitt said that the restoration comedy had no relation to the actual word. One feels like transported to some other world. In spite of criticism, some critics have praised it and called restoration comedy as first modern comedy. We cannot blame the playwright for showing something immoral on the stage. They could not do anything else. They had to show what was demanded. The age and the time wanted this kind of thing. Restoration comedy comes to an end in early 18th century and then began sentimental comedy in English literature. Comedy of Manners did not end with Restoration comedy. Comedy of Manners was again chosen by Oscar Wilde for his plays in the later part of 19th century. With this, I have come to the end. Thanks for watching this video.